Nightwatch, treasure and terror in the dark corners of the world. We are in the early stages of a long hunt. Don't let the curly cover fool you. Nightwatch is one of my favorite solo RPG/war games that can be played multiplayer. You just throw more bad guys down. But it's a perfect solution for those of you who, like me, just don't like people. I don't know, fake diseases, and you gotta stay home because your government hates you, all that stuff. Let's take a look at the battlefield. It's going to be the second battle in our long hunt. I'm not sure which mission we're playing just yet, but I wanted to show you the oasis. We have our 4 spawn pools. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time, we had a lot of fun playing with a $2 package of cheap plastic giant frogs. Kicking it old school. I'm talking 1970s Gary Gygax style. I don't even know what it is. It's plastic. It's from China. I'm going to make up a monster. Look, I invented owl bears, which are awesome. This time around, we're going to use a much more traditional wargaming style of figure. I've got some scorpions for our vermins, and I've got some spiders. These are all from alternative armies. These guys are metal bits. They look really good. I'll show you in scale to our dwarfies. And then these guys are just resin spiders. But I mean, look at those guys. And by the way, this is an actual spider. It's called a happy face spider. It's endemic to my home state. And how these adorable little fellas have not become the official spider of the internet is beyond me. They are awesome. Here, look at this picture. They exist. I ain't pulling your leg. I ain't lying to you. You can trust your old pal, Mr. Wargaming. You can trust him to play the game honestly. Let's roll some dice and see what our dwarfs here. They're trying to recover the lost dungeons of Airom, which have been taken over by a giant hideous demon. Is he a shadow wreathed in flame, or is he a flame wreathed in shadow? You be the judge. Today we're going to play out mission number 1 or 2 from the main rule book. See, Patrick gives us an example of the train you might want to use. Defend or destroy. I'm going to roll a d12 this time, and on a 1 through 6, our boys have to defend the watering hole. On a 7 through 12, they got to destroy it. So 10, they have to destroy the oasis. I guess it's a poison oasis? They got to spend some, or I don't know, maybe they just have to re-water, and if they get water out of the well. Now, the way this works is you have to destroy the piece. The scenic has 3 wounds, has heavy armor, so dodge, defend, roll 2d6. It succeeds in its defense on a 4-up. It's got 3 wounds. So 3 actions. You got to attack it 3 times on a 2d6, defends on a 4-up. So that's their job. Meanwhile, minions, the hordes are going to be spawning and trying to kill them all before they can do that. Good luck. I actually really think that this destroy is going to be a much simpler task than having to defend it for a full 7 turns. We're going to start with these guys, and as usual, on the first turn, all they can really do is move, which ain't easy, so we'll start here, and we'll just take up the 4 cardinal points. They're stunties. They only move 5 points. He's going to roll to see how many moves he gets. He's going to get a total of 2. We're looking for successes on a 4-up. So we've got 1 move, 3 moves. You know, I guess I should really move him 1 at a time. He's going to come. Oh, he only gets to move 5 inches, doesn't he? So that's going to be his 5. He's got 3 moves. He can move a total of 15 inches. We'll move him 12 and then 3 more. So he is going to be able to make it to right there. And then he's going to be able to secure 3 moves as well. Let's race him to here. And then we've got our last dwarfy pal, who is going to get a total of 2 moves. He only gets to move 10 inches, and that's going to put him right here. Now, the game works, on an algorithmic level. The bad guys are controlled on an algorithm. We got to figure out where they're going to spawn first. So to do that, we are going to roll 2d4 and 3 giant scorpions, 2 vermins, 2 giant scorpions will spawn at each of the locations that we roll. So we got a 1 and a 2, which are over here and over here. So we can actually show you how they appear. And we'll go ahead and put the yellow guys right here. And we're going to put the red ones over here. They will move to engage the nearest visible enemy, which in this case is going to be Bob Iojimbo has the big axe. Now, as vermin, they get a free move, and then on a 4-up, they can make a second move. So they're both going to move twice, and that's going to put them right, is it 12? Is it just shy? Wow. He stopped right far enough away that they couldn't get to him. What a smart fella. Meanwhile, over on this side, you've got the same situation, and I don't think he was as smart. Why didn't I just move up and attack? Why was I still thinking I got to defend? One of these guys is going to be able to move 6 inches. The other one is going to move 12. So 6 inches will put him right there, and 12 inches will allow this one to move to contact, but that's it. The other reason that I'm kind of not being hyper-aggressive on destroying this oasis is that I need money, and to get money, you gotta kill bad guys. So here on the second turn, I'm going to go ahead and start by doing just that. That is to say, he's going to use his first attack because he is a fighter type. In this game, they're called, what are they called? Blades. Even though he's got a mace, he's called a blade. Go figure. So he's going to start off with his first attack. That's going to be D10s. He does get a hit. Now, you get 2 chances to succeed. Once or twice doesn't matter. You're just looking for that success. And this scorpion is going to successfully save on a 4-up. Well, we got a couple of more chances here. We'll go ahead and use our D8s. And with a 6, we get a hit. And with a 5, he's going to save. And then we're going to go ahead and use our third and final attack. Again, we're looking for, we get our success. And so he saves on a 2, and we finally get our first kill for Arthur de Casilva. He can use his last action to move. He can move, but does he want to? Now, I got to decide right now what I want to do with him. Should he run up there and take the hit? This thing's only going to get 1 attack whether he takes... Let's go ahead and move to here. No, we're going to move to right here. And I'll tell you... Yeah, let's slide over this way, because we want to draw aggro this way, and we want to draw aggro from the other side as well. We're going to trust him to be able to step up with his free move. Now, because he has a big axe, whenever he is engaged in multiple opponents, Bob there gets to make an extra attack. So the first attack is going to be on one of these guys. That's the D10s. And the D6 is his free attack. Well, he misses on his free attack, but this guy fails his save. So that's 3 silver in his pocket. Now he no longer gets that free attack, but he still has the D8. So why don't we go ahead and roll for that attack? He gets his hit, and that scorpion fails its save, so that's a second kill. He still has his D6s and a free move. Let's go ahead and use our free move, and we'll go ahead and attack the well. We get a hit. The well makes it save. All right. Not a problem. We've got a buddy down south. I'm going to bring him up with his free move to here. He's going to use his 6s to try to... Well, let's use the 8s to try to move into contact. Nope. Let's use the 10. Yeah. So he moves into contact, and he's going to wail on the oasis too. He's going to get a successful hit, and now the oasis is going to fail. So that is our first wound on the oasis. I'm going to go ahead and remind myself with a blood marker. We have one more guy who is going to move 5 inches to here. I don't know. Should we go ahead and just kind of goon swarm it? See if we can get that second hit. On a 4, he can move into contact. And then on 10s, he can get the hit. And the oasis can succeed. And then we'll use our 8s to score a hit. And the oasis succeeds. This is why I want to get these attacks out now. That means it's time. Turn number 2. Our vermin are going to be appearing. Again, it's 2 vermin per portal at portals 1 and 4. That's going to be on the north, and then over here on the west. And this time our spiders make an appearance. We'll start here in the foreground. These guys are each going to try to move. They're going to fail, so they're only going to be able to move 6 inches. They are going to move straight towards the actual well, and then the guys over there, same thing. They need to use both movements to get into contact, and with 2 successes, they are going to be able to move to contact the nearest guy. However, they're not going to have any actions left over. That said, this feller here, this last little scorpion, does have a move left, so he can move into contact, and I'm going to zoom in nice and tight. And that's going to distract our dwarf, who's going to have to deal with the threat. He does have 1 attack left over, and a 2 will be a miss. That's it for Team Bad Guy. Now, he will go first. Who's Mr. Mace Man? Arthur de Casilva is going to use his D10. He's going to get a hit on the first enemy who succeeds. We'll use our 8s. Which gets us, we got that hit with the 4, and that's going to succeed. And then we'll use our 6 attacks to see if that succeeds. Finally, we get the kill. That's his second of the day, but he is done for the turn. Likewise, he is going to use his D10 to see if he can score a hit, which he does. And that scorpion fails. The big axe hath spoken. Jonal racks up his first. I'm going to go ahead and run Gav here 5 inches to close with these spiders over here. Whether or not he can get there is kind of up in the air. He really wants to get over there. And he rolls a 4 for his second 5-inch movement. And he can just get to this first one. So he still has his D8s and his D6s to attack with. And on his first attack, he gets a hit, and it fails its save. Now he's got his D6s, which he can use to move. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and back off. He ran up, smacked the one, and we're going to pull back to here and force this guy to move. That was Bob, man. Bob is tearing... No, that was Gav. Gav's doing pretty good there, ain't he? So we did the fight over here. And now we've got some guys wailing on the well. We're going to use... let's use him first. He gets the hit, and the well makes it save. So we'll hammer with the D8s, and the well fails its save. One more hit, and we're done. Now he's got his D6s, and I'm thinking I'd like to kill some more bad guys. We've only had 2 waves come in so far. I'd really like to score some more kills now while it's cheap. So while this may seem odd, I'm going to move him. No, I'm not. So he's not going to move. He's going to go ahead and move to here and draw some aggravation. So he should be able to intercept anybody coming in. On turn 3, we still have 2 vermin per portal. A 4 and a 1. So we'll bring on a couple of scorpions. We'll start with this spider who has an attack. And that attack is going to be a failure. Then we'll give this spider a chance. He's Does he have the 6 inches to close? He does. So he's going to be able to get an attack in right there. And he rolls a 2, which is a miss. So the other 2 spiders that are coming from number 4, one of them doesn't move. They only get to move 6 inches. So they're only going to be able to make it to right here. And then we'll roll for the 2 scorpions that are just up there. Now they're further than 6 inches, so they're going to advance on the nearest guy. That's going to be him. Later on, you'll see that enemies with missile attacks, bowmen, etc., they will use cover to their advantage. They will not automatically close. But these guys, so 12 inches gets him to there, and 6 inches gets him to there, if memory serves. And that's it for turn number 3. Turn number 4 is where we have an opportunity to make a little bit of money before we close out this road show. So we're going to start with him. Now he has a mace and a shield. And we're going to start with our D10s. He gets a double hit. And that is a success. So there's a little bit more money. In future games, we're going to try to race to accomplish these goals as fast as possible, because when the terrorists show up, you don't want to be messing around. You want to get in and out as soon as possible. The scorpion saves on that attack, and so we're going to use our last attack, which gives us 1, and he fails that one too. So Arthur is doing well. He's got a total of 4 kills so far. He's doing really good. I think I forgot some free attacks when we charge into combat because we're so awesome. Some of these guys get extra kills. He's going to start with his D10s. He's going to get an attack, and that's going to be save. All right, well, we got 2 more chances yet. So our D8 attack is going to hit, and that vermin is going to go squish now. Gav with his big hammer. So we did our 8s, we did our 10s. We're going to move 5 inches, which gets him just into contact with these spiders. And he gets the free attack and the charge attack. Now he's only rolling his D6, but he gets a free D8 attack on this spider to start with. So we got the misses with the D6, but we did get the D8 attack. So that's going to be a save for that. We'll re-roll that because it was ugly. And then he also, because he's got the big weapon, gets a free D6 against that other guy, which is a 1, and that's a miss. So it didn't do him any good. No more gold this time around. We do have, let's move, this guy is 5 inches away from the scorpion. He's going to run over there with his free move. He'll use his first attack. And you know what? We're going to use our charge attack as well. We go berserk. So he gets a grand total of 2 hits on that scorpion. The scorpion saves 1 and not the other. And that is for Axe and Shield. That's going to be Jonal. Scores a 2nd kill. And I think he's done for the turn. We did our 8s or 10s. Let's see if we can just wrap this battle up here. He's going to use his free move. He gets his D10 attack, which is a miss. Holy cow. See, I got a little cocky there. Oh, shoot, let's bring him over there. There we go. So you can see he missed on his first attack. His second attack is going to be a hit, which the well saves. And then his third attack, ooh, I might regret this, is going to be a miss. Now 3 vermin appear per portal. It's going to be all scorpions this time around, because I got a lot of scorpions. I'm telling you, man, alternative armies, they take such good care of me. We got a total of, I mean, it's like for $4 you get like 20 of these guys. Now, what is it really? 2, 4, 6, 12? Yeah, you get 12 of these for like $3. It's ridiculous. But we got to figure out where they're coming on. So that's what the D4s are for. 1 and 3. So 3 up north and 3 down south. And they get to make their move. So these 2 spiders over here are going to start by making their attacks against him. And we get 1 hit, which does no damage. Then we've got 3 spiders up here, or 3 spiders, excuse me, scorpions. I apologize to any spiders in the audience that are annoyed that Oh, and all 3 of them are going to get attacks against him. 1 of those attacks is going to succeed. And our save, now remember, he's got a shield, so he saves on a 3 up. That's all we needed to avoid. That 5 is our successful save. Then we need to look down here where we've got 3 more scorpions headed up north. Now they are not close enough to engage unless they use their second action. But 2 of them are going to do just that. One's going to stop short. 2 of them are going to engage with the Bad Axe Bob. And I think that's it for them. Yeah, we get, so this is moving on to turn number 5. Now we gotta end it here. Because if we don't, bad things are gonna happen. We'll start with this combat up here. He does not get the like crazy bonus, but he has 3 attacks. And so the first attack is going to succeed. The second attack with the D8s is gonna give me a 7 and an 8. With a save of a 4, it's successful. And then we have 1 more attack. I'm going to roll the blue die as, well, I'll just roll it. That attack misses. So 3 more silver for Arthur, no, for Jonal. And then we've got, we'll use, he's going to be able to attack both of these guys. He gets a free D6. So the light blue is going to be the free extra attack against the second guy. I'm just going to roll them all at once and make it simple. So both of those guys now need to make their saves. And they both do. Alright, well that's not cool, but, you know, like, whatever. I don't even care. I got D8s. We're going to roll some D8s. Same thing. Well, that's a 7 and a 5. Those are both hits. So both of those scorpions have to make their saves. One of them does, one of them does not. So Bob racks another kill, and now he's only got 1 guy left to kill, and he misses with both of his D6 attacks. The last guy we have to attack against the monsters is down here. He's in the same situation where he gets a free... Oh, you know, I think I said D8. He gets a free D6 attack. I'm going to use the light blue for that free D6. So he hits his primary and his secondary target. They both need to make a save. 4 up. They both fail. So with 1 big crushing blow, Gav squashes both of those. And what's even better, he still has some actions left over. So he can use his free move to run back over here. He can use his D8 to run into contact, and then he can use his 6s to attack the well. And he gets a hit. For the save, it's going to be a success. So that doesn't end it, but we do have 3 more chances. And here's what I'm going to do, just to make it go easy. I'm going to roll all 3. And remember, they're paired by die type. So the 10s hit, the 8s hit, and the 6s hit. So this well that we're trying to wreck now has to make 3 saves. The first one succeeds. A 4 on either die succeeds. The second one succeeds. And the third one succeeds. Which means we have another wave of bad guys. But this time, we have our first appearance of the hordes. That's these lovable little mummies over here on your right. Aren't those guys great? They're hordes. They use a D8, and they get 2 actions in addition to their free move. So I'm going to roll 2d4. The glitter is for our mummies. The regular one is for our vermin. And with a glitter on 1, the mummies are going to appear in the north, and our vermin will appear down in the south. The upshot is that if we kill those vermin, they're worth like 6 silver instead of 3. But I'm getting a little nervous that that's going to happen because there's a lot of bad guys still left on the board here. We'll start down with the guys that are already in contact. These 2 vermin are going to attack him. And we're going to get 1 success, which is saved with a 5. We've got 2 vermin on this guy at the well. They get 1 success. And he rolls a 4, 5, and 6, so he is fine. Now we need to figure out what these guys are going to do. They will attack the closest enemy, which in this case is going to... One of them is going to close on him. Well, the first thing we'll do is we'll just move them all up 3 inches. And then I'm going to roll 3d6, because all they can do is move. And all 3 of them are going to get that extra move. So we'll put a scorpion there. These 2 spiders are going to interfere with him. Now, he can't attack the well because he's hard-pressed by the spiders. And then we have to roll for those 2 mummies up there. Well, maybe. The first mummy is a little too far away. He's going to stop just short. He's going to have to roll a d8 to get into contact. And he fails with his first one. And with his second one, he does move into contact. So we got a triple team there. And the reason I did that one at a time in this case is because now that other mummy is going to bypass this scrum. It's going to move 6 inches to thereabouts. And then it's going to have to use one of its actions to move. And he does. But he's got enough to carry him into contact here. And he can use his third action to fight. And with a 2, he's going to miss. We didn't take any damage, but things are getting really hairy down here. The good news is, Mr. Big Axe Man down here is going to get to make 2 bonus attacks. So we're going to use the D10s for our primary, D6s for the others, and they all 3 hit. Which means all 3 of these scorpions need to make a save. And one of them fails. So he goes down. Well, we'll go ahead and use our D8s, and likewise, we got 1 extra attack, which hits. So both of them need to make another save. And with a 4 and a 6, they do. Well, okay, we've got, this is our extra attack. So they're going to have to make another pair of saves. Saving on a 4 up, and only one of them does. Downside of that is that it doesn't leave any actions left over for trying to attack the well. Same rule applies for him. He's got 2 D10 for his primary attack, and then an extra D6 for his secondary. And all 3 of those, wouldn't you know it, fail. Apparently he spent all of his mojo on the last turn. Well, we'll use our D8s. And with our free D6, we're going to force a save, and that is a failure. So at least we were able to take care of one of them with the big hammer. And then we have 1 more attack. No bonus. I'm just going to roll the blue for the save. And so the red die is a hit. The light blue is a failed save. So this spider is no more. Has shuffled off this mortal web. Now I'm going to fight this guy. I know that sounds a little bit odd, but we're going to start by attacking the mummy with the D10s. We get our hit, and the mummy is going to save with a D8. The 5 is a success. Okay. So we'll roll our D8s for the attack. We'll get a hit, and with an 8, he succeeds. We'll roll our D6s. We get our attack, and with a 2, we get a failure, so he at least manages to wipe out the mummy. And Arthur, that's going to be worth 6 silver if we survive this mess. Now here's the guy that we're really counting on. Can you put down that mummy with your first attack? That's a hit, but the mummy saves on a D8, which he does. So with your second attack, an 8 is a hit, and an 8 is a save. So with the third attack, attacking on the 6s, we do get the hit, But he saves, and that's the end of the turn. All right, we're digging deep here. I got 2 more mummies. I got 3 hordes of giant rats. Let's see where they come on. The glitter die again is for the mummies. A 1 for the mummies and a 4 for the giant rats. So the mummies, I guess, are just kind of wandering in from off screen. Those guys will appear up here. I'm going to put them as close as possible to make life as difficult on myself as I can. Now we got to figure out who's moving where. Let's roll for the 3 vermin first. They're over here on this side. And they're all going to move at least 6. And with 3 successes, they're all going to move 12 inches. That's going to put them right here. They're just going to dive right into the mix. But that's all they can do. This vermin has got an attack, which he fails. And then these 2 vermin have an attack, one of which will hit. And we'll do a 5, 2, and 2 means no damage. Actually, a 3 would succeed. Then we've got our hordes, and our first horde is going to use its 2 attacks, one of which will hit and be saved. Then we've got 2 more hordes. One's going to move into contact and make an attack and miss. The other one is going to have to use a move and fail, and he's going to have to use a second move. So at 12 inches, he's going to run into contact here and be done. That's it for the bad guys, which means we can push in tight. We're going to start here. As before, he's got his primary attack and a secondary. The light blue is for his secondary hit, which misses, but his primary hits. And these guys both have the same stats. It doesn't matter. They both save on an 8-up. The primary does no good. So he'll use his D8s to see if he can take out a horde. And he gets 2 hits, so both of those guys are going to have to make saves. And one of them fails. Nice smacking, Arthur. He still has one last attack with the D6s. And with a 6, it's a hit. And with a 2, it's a failure. So he actually, wow, he's got a free move yet as well. We'll go ahead and use our free move to tie these guys up. And that's it for him. Then we're going to do this guy who's going to roll his D10s against, what do we want to do? Do we want to attack the vermin or the horde? Let's attack that. Let's attack a vermin. We get the hit, and the vermin saves. With our D8s, we get the hit, and the vermin with a 4 saves. And with 2D6, I'm just going to roll the vermin save as well. Well, maybe I'm not. There we go. We get 1 kill out of it. Not great, but we'll take it. Jonal is not really having a great time up there, but at least he's keeping things clean for down here. He's going to go ahead and use his D10s against this vermin and kill it. So Bob, we got 5 attacks here. Bob. Well, Bob has 2 attacks. I'm going to roll both of Bob's attacks first, because I want to know who's going to get. Now, both of those hit. So I got to make 2 saves for our well. The first one succeeds, and the second one succeeds. Okay. Oh, you know, I think I did that wrong. I think I was supposed to roll 8s and 6s. Anyway, he's got all 3 of his attacks. So we're going to roll all 3 in one shot and see how many we get. Remember, they're paired up. So those are all misses. We get a 6, an 8, and a 10. So it's got to make 3 saves. Now on a 2d6, if either of these is a 4, that's 1, 2, and now this third attack. If either is a 4, it survives another turn. Man, this is not fun. On turn number 6, 3 vermin, 2 horde. We're bringing on the big boys. We're bringing on our manticores. They're shooters, and they're coming in on number 2. They must have heard the commotion. That's over on the east side. They couldn't resist. They heard there's good pickings. So our vermin are coming in on number 4, and I'm going with the old standby. Giant frogs are adding to the carnage. Why don't we roll for these 3 attacks first? 2 hits need to be saved down here. The first one is saved, and the second one is also saved. Then we've got 2 attacks from the horde, both of which hit. But our stunties are really, really sticky. So that's a 4. Actually, the 3s save, and that 3 also saves. They're almost as tough to kill as a junk well out in the middle of nowhere. The vermin misses. So we've done all of our contacts and attacks so far. We're going to try to move the 3 frogs over here next. Only one of them is going to be able to move 12 inches, and he's going to... let's bring him up this way. Ribbit. The others are only going to move 6 to right there. And then we have our horde. These 2 manticores are going to use, well, we'll do one at a time. He moves 6 inches to there. And then they're going to shoot tail spikes. And I don't know what their range is. Let's call it D6 plus 6 inches to find out their range. 11 inches. So he is now within range of that dwarf. In fact, he is going to be within range too. So they're both going to move up to here with their free move, and they're going to fire 2 shots here, 2 shots here. So that's 1 hit and no hits. So we got to save for the 1 hit on... Sooner or later, I'll have to stop referencing this. Bob here has got 1 hit. And with the 3, he saves. I think that's it for the bad guys. Now we can turn back to the center and see what we can do. All right, we're going to start with this combat here. It's going to be D10s against that big boy who saves on... Oh, he fails his save. Then it's going to be D8s against the horde, which is a hit, and that little scorpion fails as well. We can use our free move to engage this frog, and then we have our D6s to see if we hit. I'm going to roll the pale blue is going to be the save. I'm rolling them all at once to save a little time. So hits and a save. That's a lot of killing on 1 turn for Jonal, making up for lost time. We've got 3 attacks with the mace over here on 3 different hordelings. They're all... we got to do it one at a time, though, because he... Oh, no, he just has the mace. So it's just going to be 3 straight attacks. And all 3 of those are going to hit. So we'll roll for 3 saves for those hordelings. And that's 2 failures. There's going to be 2 more kills for Arthur. Then we've got, likewise, oh boy, now we're having a hard time killing this well. I want to race over here with him. He's going to move. His first 5 inches is going to be free. Oof. Then he's going to have to roll a D10 to move, which he does. So he can engage these 2 horrible monsters. Come on, show me the horrible monsters. Look at that ugly mug. Look at that ugly mug, would you? Shooting tail spikes. The good news is, these guys, and the reason I'm doing that is these guys fight at -4 in melee. They're both engaged in melee now. We used our D10 to get there. He's going to use his D8s, and he gets a free D6 attack, because he's attacking both of them. With the 2 hits, those 2 bad boys... One of them is going to fail. And then we've got our D6s to see about that last guy. He's got to roll a D8. And he fails as well with a 2. See the 2? So we've eliminated the shooting threat, and now we've got our last guy. Come on now. You got a giant hammer. It's time for the Gav Inmorgan Demolition Service. He's going to use all 3 attacks. He's going to get a 6, 5, and a 6, which means they all hit. So I got to roll 3 saves, and I just need a 1, 2, or a 3 on both dice. Fail, fail, and fail. All right, we are now up to like 12 successful hits. It should be 1 and 8 that we fail. And we are now on turn number 7. Well, no, it's turn number 6 for the darkness. This darkness is going to before. The glitter die is for the hordes. The clear die is for the vermin. And we're bringing in 3 more smiley face spiders and 2 more manticores. Just can't get enough of that tail spike stuff. The manticores are going to be coming in from the south this time. And the spiders are going to be coming in from the east. There's not, you know, we actually had a really good turn last turn. We wiped out a lot of these enemies. We'll start with this vermin who's going to close to here. And these 2 are 6 inches away. So all 3 are going to dogpile right here. And because they're all close enough to move into contact, they're all 3 going to get attacks. We're going to get 2 hits. And it's going to be a successful save and a successful save. Then we'll move those 3 spiders. And they, ooh, are they within 6 inches of our boy? Yep. 1, 2, 3. They all 3 attack. We only get 1 hit on Mr. Axeman, who does save, as you can see. Then these guys, they have a range, remember, of 11 inches. Can they start shooting right now? They can, but they're shooting into cover. But I guess that's okay. They're each going to get 2 shots at him. He's on the other side of that wall. Let's take a look at the rules and see what that does for us. Since he is in hard cover, it's going to be -2 to their attack roll. They're only going to hit on a 6 up. And then he's going to get +2 to his dodge defend. So we're looking for 6s. That's a hit. And the second one hits twice. So we got 3 hits on him. But he's going to get to roll 3 dice because he's in heavy armor. And he is going to save on a 3 up. 1, 2. He only needs to get a single 3 or better. 3. Well, that was a 6. So he's okay. That's the end of their turn. Moving on to turn number 7. This is our last chance to end this game. We're going to start over here, where we get lots of attacks. We might as well. He can't do anything over here, but we might as well go ahead and swing away. Swing for the fences there, buddy. We've got 2 bonus D6s. We're attacking all 3 of them. He gets 2 hits altogether. And rolling a save, they both fail. So in that first big attack, man, that extra attack is really nice, isn't it? They might make their 60 gold pretty darn quick. So then we got 2d8, which is going to do a hit. And he's going to fail. So he's all done. All right, you know what? That being the case, we might as well go ahead and use our 5 inches to come back to the center. And we do have our d6s. Well, we're going to... Oh, excuse me. We have 1 d6. Since they both failed, he's done. So he's trotting back to see if he can do any good. But I think since this turn 7, he's done. His turn is over. Then we've got 3 attacks over here. All of them are going to be against vermin. We don't have any real bonus attacks there. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll all 3 of the attacks. We'll see how many saves those vermin need to make. The 1s are going to be a miss. The 8s are going to be a miss. So he only got 1 successful attack out of all that. And that's going to be a failed save. So at least he got 1 kill out of that. Way to go, Arthur. And then we're just going to move him over, and we're going to go ahead and make all of our attacks. 2 guys making 6 attacks against this tough. Well, that's a hit on the 10s and on the 8s. So let's see who's got the first attack here. Jonal, let's see if you can finish it out for us. Nope. And nope. That 4 is a success. This is it. If we fail here, we fail the mission. And that's going to be a miss on the 10s, a hit on the 8s, and a hit on the 8s and a hit on the 6s. Which means we've got 2 chances to win this game. Remember, 4 ups. So that 4 is a success. This is our last roll, or we lose. A 1 and a 3 on the last roll. In the 11th hour, we finally managed to do that 3rd wound and seal up the awful oasis in the desert. Man, remember back in turn 2 when we thought this was going to be over quick? Talk about an exercise in futility. That was an exciting game. And now you see one of the reasons why I love this game so much. It is so unpredictable. These great wild swings really make it worthwhile. This was so ugly, I had to use placeholders. Let's take a look at the score chart, shall we? Look at what a slaughter this is. For all this work, our guys are going to get D3 times 10 gold. Hey, 30 gold to share. And they're going to get D3, 2 more tokens to add to the kitty. And I'm going to roll a 2d10 to figure out which one it is. And a 1 and a 9 means they are rewarded by their sponsors with a token of swiftness. Oh, that's good. 4-inch movement. A bonus of 4-inch movement. Our little stunty guys can definitely use that. And then another token of nullification, which is also good. We're going to start using those when the hordes start appearing. In addition to that little bonus, let's tally up how much extra silver they got. We're going to knock our kitty down to 2 silver pieces. Everybody is down to 0, but they're going to return home having already achieved their vow. And having done so, they're going to raise in level from, I think it's from initiate to novice. And when you are a novice, you get a new skill. And for the blades, that means in addition to their berserk charge, which gives them that free D8 melee, when they move into combat, which I forgot to use a whole bunch of times. Oh, they are adept now, which means they have a cleave. Declare before melee attack action once per game. Grants +1 to the attack roll and -3 to the single target's defense roll. Yeah, +1 to hit, -3 to the defense. We're going to start chopping through hordes like lumber. That's all the time we got for today. I hope you enjoyed this second excursion in our long hunt. The next time around, we're going to face a lot more hordes. As you level up, the challenges get harder too. And I'll have to start spending a little more time setting that up. In fact, let me show you real quick. We're going to be receiving 3 vermin and 2 horde starting on turn 1 as we're adepts. And the hordes are going to get nasty. You're going to want to tune in for that. See you next time. Until then, I'm praying for you.